How do you feel about Kim Beazley saying that you might only have 30 seats left at the next election to the Americans? Is he right?
Well, it's my understanding that the report today is not an accurate reflection of the discussions that were held in a closed meeting.
What was an accurate reflection?
Well, it was a closed meeting, an in-camera meeting, but it is my understanding that that is not an accurate reflection of what occurred in the meeting. I just make this point. I come and do doorstops like this regularly, both in Canberra and around the country, and there are frequently stories which are written about polling and so on, and generally most of them are wrong.
So you're saying that Kim Beazley's comments are inaccurate, that he didn't say that Labor is, quote, doomed?
Well, I've just said what I've said. I don't have to repeat it. I've already repeated it twice.
But is it a pretty dire situation for the Labor Party
if
a former leader is giving any sort of comment?
You just asked me a question, which I've just rejected the premise of the question.
Treasurer, you have, in the last budget and in previous budgets, gone to a lot of trouble to make sure that spending is and tax are quite low.
We have
to deliver though long-term funding for a full NDIS. Will you be able to maintain those same levels given the big extra cost?
Well, we've got a demonstrated record of finding savings in the budget and basically putting in place our priorities for the future and doing that in a fiscally responsible way. And in our last budget, we put $1 billion on the table for these launch sites 1 year earlier than was recommended by the Productivity Commission. And the reason we did that in a difficult budget, because we've got to bring our budget back to surplus, and are bringing it back to surplus in 2012-13, and we had a significant savings round in the budget, so we could make room for a vital priority such as the launch of the National Disability Insurance Scheme, and we'll continue to do that.
You're criticising Campbell Newman for not putting up any funds. The Coalition says they'd find the money themselves, they wouldn't ask the states for money. Wouldn't that stop the need for squabbling, and wouldn't it be better for a single funder?
Well, the problem here is that Mr Abbott has a $70 billion crater already in his budget bottom line before he even gets to the point of funding the launch sites for a national disability insurance scheme. So that's why Mr Hockey has been out there adamant that he wasn't going to necessarily be supporting an NDIS. I saw him on the record saying that last week. So the Coalition is sending some very confusing signals about their attitude to the NDIS.